the voice of the people.
Justice for all deceased victims of political
This is Impact Plus, and my name is Nonso Emekekwe. Tonight on Impact Plus. All right, thank you very much. You've seen what we're talking about today. The Niger Delta, the invasion of the Niger Delta by the military, the command by the presidency that they must smoke out the people responsible behind this killing of our soldiers. And of course, they stand by the community in protecting their own children or their own sons. And then, of course, there's a video flying around. You must have seen part of it, of a young boy claiming ownership, claiming responsibility, saying that it is not the same way, it's not as it's supposed to as it is, that the army did not really come to keep peace, that they took side first. And of course, there's a business aspect of it, the oil business aspect of it, the illegal oil business aspect of it. That's what warranted those killings. And also, you also will hear where someone is saying that the military that came have been coming before and they've been siding. So this time around, and also some of those other communities have been dressing in military Nigerian army uniform to come and terrorize them or do other things. Those are things we are going to unravel in this episode of Impact Plus. My name remains Nonso Emekekwe. You're welcome. I have tonight with me some of my usual guests around. They are still on their way. It's a Sunday. People need to sit down with their family, and then I don't like doing this on Sunday, but how for do so that we can get the right thing. I have with me Barrister Isaac Obi, a constitutional lawyer based in Lagos. Sir, you're welcome.
Pleased to be here, also. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I have with me a friend of mine, a brother. A man with so many pies, and it's somebody I don't know. I tell you, we'll quarrel, we'll fight, we'll settle. You know, his name is Collins Okbala. He's a stakeholder in the oil industry. The stakeholder in oil industry. So he's here to talk about the business, the in-business of the struggle of the Niger Delta. Collins, you are welcome.
Thanks, Nasu. Barrister, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Collins. Good to see you.
Thank you, sir.
So we'll be having others. My friend and Chris McCool is a reputable PR person, public relation person, and a media executive. Also, he's a politician. He's going to join us. You know, he's somewhere in Ozobo, so he would like to scan and find where the network will be strong. That's what he does to join. But then he's going to join us. Then Olugbenga is coming. Olugbenga George is a journalist, a human rights activist, and a journalist based in Abuja. Hopefully he will join so that we can have a rounded circle to discuss this issue. So we'll go. Barrister, let's look at the issue on ground. The Niger Delta. The last time we did a show here, we talked about it. We appeal on the military to please tamper justice with mercy, or to be cautious in dealing with these people, so that we will not have a repeat of the OD episode. Now, days after, we've heard that the army has invaded, done a lot of things. Pictures are flying around, though. Videos are flying around. The people are complaining. And the president gave an order. But sir, why I'm calling you out is that the president gave an order that they should smoke out these people. When you tell an army, military troop to go and smoke out civilians hideout, then something is involved. And then there's aspect of the fact that the army had moved into the community. They've circled and taken control of that community, that even the state, the executive, the governor of the state, the governor of that state cannot and do not have access to that place as at now. So what have you got to say?
Thank you very much, Nonso. If I recall in our last episode, when we raised the proposal, why will the community want to attack those who came to make peace? And we juggled the options. And at the end of the day, we arrived at the conclusion that it must be that the community may have been apprehensive, that those who were coming were probably coming to support their enemies against them. That looks to me to be only plausible reason why such an attack would have happened. Subsequently, we watched footages and we watched versions which go to support that particular theory we propounded at the last. That footage was saying that the army was actually going to support the people who were having problems with the Okwama community.
Yeah. And
the result was what we see. I have oftentimes, if you look at, I think section 217 or so of our constitution, that created the armed forces of the Federation. If you read it alongside 217 and 218, you see who has control over the use of the armed forces. This is part of the reasons why the content of that section, or those two sections, is part of the reasons why there has been continual call that this constitution be discarded. That section says that the president determines the use of the army. Not just that he determines, but that he is free to delegate it to any member of the armed forces. Now, the problem I have with that is that the armed forces is a very, very serious arm of our nation. In several other nations, you don't deploy the army without going to the National Assembly, seriously explaining why they must go and get their consent. But where the president even delegates that power to somebody who is amongst the army, then that has given rise to these possibilities that we see. Now, if we follow it, and I have insisted that that could be the only reason why what's happened, the unfortunate incident happened. Why will the army go in support of another two communities that are disagreeing? I thought this proper thing would be to go and resolve the thing. Now, that perception, whether rightly or wrongly, has led to what has happened. It is very unfortunate, I keep saying, that these things continue to happen. At that last episode, apart from our appeal that Odi and Zakibian should not repeat itself, it does appear that those pleas did not fall on, I mean, more or less fell on deaf ears. Although we have also had another version that said that actually nobody was killed, or rather, that there was no invasion moral, but that the community was cordoned off in order to track down the culprits who they have traced to a particular community. So it has been a question of believe who you want to believe. But one thing that has been established is that innocent souls have died as a result of this. People's houses have been touched as a result of this. And it will be very disappointing that after all the pleas by well-meaning Nigerians, this matter will be handled in a more mature way. That it has still degenerated up to this level. I pray that it will not go further than this. But I have said that more importantly, the rules of engagement, the use of the armed forces in Nigeria, not just armed forces, even the police, must be redefined.
Okay, sir, just hold on to that thought now. Let me get to Chris. Chris, please. Chris Makul.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Can you mute your mic so that it doesn't interfere with what we are? It's kind of grumbling and all that. So when you are ready to come on air, we can put you back, please. Beautiful. Yeah. Barrister, you can continue now.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that the use and control of the armed forces rests squarely on the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. For him to deploy it, it must have to go through the National Assembly. And that means it is a rare occurrence. Unfortunately, our constitution says otherwise. And we say that these are some of the problems. If the president has to delegate the use of the armed forces to any member of the armed forces, the implication is that that member could equally carry out the use of the armed forces, even when it is contrary to what the president has wanted, or what should be the national interest. So this is responsible for some of the loopholes we keep saying. The army is so important that you don't just see them at random. In certain climes, you don't just deploy them, because it is so expensive to, if you know what Nigeria spends in the life of one military officer. So it is not something that would have been wasted in the circumstances under. We are still crying that there be a second look into this one. A lot of things are wrong with it. And some of these things are the repercussions of what we are seeing. Some of the things we found in our constitutions. So the appeal, once again, is that let this end. We hear the communities is still inaccessible to the indigenous and all that. Mm-hmm. So we hope that the Army Command will take absolute control of this situation and not let it degenerate further. The society, the order from the president says, chase the culprits. Go after the culprits who murdered 16 or 17 army officers. That should not lead to an entire community finding themselves or going through the fate they are going through at present. I'll stop here for now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Barrister. You've given us a little constitutional guide to the whole issue, and we all are in the know to know very well that for the past 8 years or thereabout, Tombolo has been the one controlling the water areas of Collins will come in and share more. He knows all that very well. But I'm trying to summarize to let us know that as a result of that, you now find out there are in Niger Delta today, you have small group being controlled by a particular commander, that general, that, and so many things are happening that if this is not well taken care of, it might erupt to so many things. So I'm still keeping Collins to stand by while we welcome Chris Marco, so that he can give a thought, give his own voice behind the whole issue before we bring in Collins to talk about this business, the Niger Delta. You know, Sir Chris, you're welcome, please. Hello, Chris.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go on.
Okay. Once again, good afternoon, viewers, and good afternoon, Chukun. And so I apologize for coming a bit late. This is Nigeria, and much as you try to streamline things the way you wanted them to go, you still have one hitch there, here, or there. And now, on the subject matter, I'm happy that further information is now in the public domain, and the information that has emanated tended to support some of the views we expressed in the last edition about some third party involvement in this. Now, if you look at the hues and cries now in the public domain, it's no longer about Okuama community. The action spot now seems to be Ibomotoro, where it is alleged that the culprit, one General Amagbein, is holed up. And too many things have happened over the several days. But what we can see is that against our appeal here the last time, and consonant with your position that it was already happening at the point we were talking, a lot of destruction happens to have, gone on somewhere in the community that we're talking about. Yeah. The controversies only has to do with the identities of those who have fallen victim, while the army insists that everybody who has been felled along the line is someone or people who are connected to the said General Amagbein in the very cocoon that he's holed up, which is for the benefit of doubt from the information in the public domain, there appears to be about 5 communities or thereabout in Igbomotoru, the area. Then you have Igbomotoru 1 and Igbomotoru 2, which are, opposite communities. And the picture that has been painted independently is that there's been this fight, between the military and General Amagbein's boys. Yeah. And a lot of people have been felled along the line. In fact, if you dig deeper, sources from the community who are not on the ground in the community, but who claim to be in contact with the community, will tell you that about 10 or thereabouts indigenes of that community have been felled, but they do not have the exact number, or the foreigners who have been felled. What also has come to the fore is that oil is at the heart of all this. Yeah. Oil is at the heart of all this, because the disagreement in the first place has to do with which of the two communities, the Okuama community and the Okoloma community, which of the two, hosts the oil well, because it's not about owning. They don't own the oil well. But I think it has to do with the hosting rights. Yeah. So this was the original scenario. And from the picture we have already, what apparently might have transpired is that one of those communities actually sought the assistance of the said General Amagbein, who now came at the time the army were around there to maintain the peace, and then carried out that dastard killing of the military, which has now excited or elicited this or that further killings. Well, my concern with this whole thing is the news about even a state governor not being allowed access to the hotspots. I don't think that's a tale that we should be hearing at this point in time. Even journalists are alleged not to have been allowed access to the area. In fact, as it appears at the moment, it is only the army that knows what is happening in that community, and it shouldn't be so. I think, like Barrister has said, or defined even before now, the military are not, meant for this type of operation. But that having been said, I think that since the army acknowledges that it has actually identified the culprit who was responsible for the blue murder of its officers and men, and of course other military officers, I think what to do is to actually go against that person. The claim is that the places we saw burning that you made references to were actually locations within the said Ibomoturu where the said General Magbain is hiding.
He's hiding.
But since you have not allowed independent access onto the area, the question is, how do you now corroborate what the army is saying? How do you now, believe that, the places set ablaze are hides out of these itinerants or militants troubling the Niger Delta? But one thing I agree with the army is the need to actually rid the communities of such elements, because if you look at it, this whole thing may not have dovetailed into the bloody, circle that we are witnessing right now, but for the intervention of the said General Magbain. So this is the issue. So I agree that there is need, because if you listen to the indigents who were interviewed, they were also perturbed. They were perturbed because the places, I'm not too familiar with the places, but with the information in the public domain, it would appear that the place is one of the hotbeds of oil bunkering.
Yeah.
And that is at the heart of this issue. So from the pictures you see painted, you think it's not too different from what we used to have in parts of the Southeast recently, where insurgents, or what we have in the Northwest, parts of the Northwest, where bandits are totally in control, of an area. That shouldn't be. There's no space, no single space in Nigeria should be governed, by terrorists, by bandits, by insurgents, by agitators, or whatever name so-called. I agree on that. There is need for decency. There is need for law and order. And law and order cannot thrive under such scenario. But I insist that the military, in dealing with the situation, must apply human face, must allow people must allow some level of transparency that will leave little doubts as to those who are being killed, or those who are being targeted, or those who are being smoked out. But what is going on now is like the army is the be it all, the see it all, and they say it all. So whatever they tell you, you just accept, because if a governor couldn't as much as access the location, then who is a bloody civilian to so do? So that is the issue. I think that I agree with Barrister that going forward, we must, be careful about deploying the army so that the army does not even lose its meat. Because if this sort of thing continues to happen going forward, what will happen is that the integrity of the army will be further vitiated, and the myth associated with the military will be further reduced. And I don't think that that is good for the army nor the country. I think that when we talk about the functions of the army, like Barrister said in the last edition, Nigeria's territorial integrity should come to the fore, and that should be where they should be posted most. What the police can do with the assistance of other organizations like the DSS and so on and so forth, the Civil Defense Corps and all those, should be left to them. And the army should be involved only sparingly, so that we will avoid situations like this going forward. But I think it's a situation that nobody wishes to continue, and it's something that we want to see get over in the next, couple of days, so that Nigeria can move forward. The communities in the Delta can also move forward without this kind of distractions. I think with the gravity of economic challenges that Nigeria is facing at the moment, this sort of distractions, sad as they appear, should be the least that should be engaging the time and energy of our political leaders. Let me leave at that for now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Chris Makul, for your input. Where somebody says I'm standing here, at the end everybody will come to that place. I've been standing on that corner saying that the Nigerian military has no business doing that business there. But because, like we've all established here, that even the personnel in the Nigerian military are culpable in this whole thing. So it looks as that. And then we're in a presidency where before the president can make any order, he doesn't make full consultation, or he just make a pronouncement and there you go. Because these communities have been engulfed with this. People, governors, the governor can't see or stand to speak to the people. He doesn't even know what's going on. If the army has cornered off the press, cornered off the governor and whoever, is then you can imagine what is going on there. You can imagine the gravity of the carnage that is going on in those communities now, because only that little boy that came out, that boy should be around 20 something, so that came out and dropped that video, shows you that this thing has gone beyond community war, and that's what we've established here today. Hopefully, it will end. It will end. By the time it ends, now the enemy will now come out with a picture and give us a video, a reportage. But trust me, somehow, the real pictures will come out. Now, Collins is there. Collins Okpala is a stakeholder in the oil business. When it's mainly stakeholder, he will explain better. He knows the Niger Delta, the creek, and he also knows about the game of bunkering. What goes on and what goes out. He's not a bunker or whatever, but he knows these things, and that's why I dragged him here. Collins, what is the business behind this whole thing?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, Chris Makul has said some of the things I would say, but this particular issue is integrated. I mean, it is multifaceted. And first, I'll say that it is a totality of the failure of the system. That is what we're facing here. Totality of the failure of the system. First, the federal government has failed because the system failed. The federal government failed. The state government failed. I will explain that. And the police failed. If not, how will we even have, the perception we should have about the military? If the military walk out, everybody begins to shiver. I mean, the audacity for civilians to come to attack the military. It means that the military itself has compromised. When we say see finish, this thing is just see finish. That is why some youths will have the audacity to attack military men. First of all, these guys take command, they take order from above. So why should somebody that is even a pawn like you are, you come out and you attack? It is also because the people who are attacking are feeling that these guys are taking orders from those who hate them, the politicians. The system hates them. The system is taking away from them their livelihood and still want to muzzle them. It is the reason why, humans will always want power. If you cannot get a support system, if you cannot get protection around you from those who should do that, and those people now want to take away the only thing you need to take care of yourself or protect yourself, you will go into hiding. and want to do it yourself, it now becomes illegal because, like the lawyer said, it's constitutional, it becomes illegal. But how illegal is it for you to protect your life, to protect your living? Because if I take your source of living, I have taken your life away from you. So if you go down to the Niger Delta, you will see how much of a rocks that place is where these oils are pulled out from. You see how much of a problem it is. Now, it is not as if the people who drill this oil, the operators, don't pay for this. Let's be honest. The operators are billed, they are fined, they are levied to their levied community money. The government takes it rather than release it. They now go to release it to just a few of the people who they call the chief, the leaders, and all of that. And this money does not trickle down to the people. The people begin to get angry. If they agitate, they now send the state agencies to come against them. Now they begin to build anger against the state agencies, the agencies of government. Now, the face they see as the agencies of government are just these people that are coming in. These ones that don't even get as much money or salary at the end of the month, they can't even take care of their family very well. And they come out, and because they have sworn to work for the state and to protect the state, to protect the people, it becomes also their own problem. And you see, at the end of everything, what do? They go in there, somebody tells them, okay, now this country you won't die for. I don't understand why you won't kill yourself. And that guy becomes an accomplice to this. So when he becomes an accomplice to this, the next thing you now see that the police itself or the military itself becomes split, because you now become accomplice to one set of criminals. The other becomes an accomplice to another set, another becomes accomplice to another set, like that. Now every set is trying to undo each other. Then the bigger one will now be the one that is having more power from maybe somewhere up, one general, one admiral, one commissioner, all of that. So you see that it's now a struggle for the lifeblood, a struggle. Every person is holding the neck of each other, and there's a struggle for that stuff. See, bunkering is not illegal. Bunkering is actually a business. However, illegal bunkering is if you don't have the license to bunker, it is illegal. Now, let's even tell ourselves the truth. On my phone, with an app, I can see all the vessels around that area on my own app, not to talk of the Navy. So how can you even tell me that a vessel will move out, you understand, with fruit or with products and cannot be intercepted by the Navy? It's not true. It's not true. Let's be honest, it's not true. So these things have accomplished. So by the time you who is supposed to catch me become my accomplice, I don't see you finish now. What is the power you have again over me? You don't have power over me. So if you come in and want to quarrel with me, I will tell you that, see, me and you don't be equal. I mean, they pay you. I mean, they bring something, we say they make you the duplex where you get for Dubai or the other things that you have. So now my thinking is this, for this particular case, the Okoma case, is that I think that there is a lot that we may never ever know about the root cause of this problem. There is a lot we may never know. Now, why would army move down to a place, that community, and say they are going for peacekeeping? There no be ECOMOG. There's not even a war. They are not even protecting the sovereignty of Nigeria there. What are they protecting? Is it the oil there? This is it's not offshore. Drilling onshore, max 5,000 barrels per day, max 5,000. If it's too much, 10,000 barrels per day. What's that compared to what's, so is that what they are going to protect? That is one. Two, the boys there, you know, each time the military go there, frankly speaking, if you listen to those boys, you will see how they are maltreated. You will see how one big chief or one big guy or one ex-criminal, you understand, who have cleaned up and become a local government chairman or a politician, you understand, will maltreat somebody trying to live a good life, will maltreat somebody who's trying to have peace. If he cannot do anything, the best he can do in order to get revenge is to join any of the group. It could either be a cult group or it could be any of those groups there. He will join them because he also wants to protect his own family. He wants to tell you that you don't touch my brother, don't touch my family, don't touch this. So if I'm going to be the one to die, after all, you don't beat me tire, wait till you won't beat again. Wait till remain, I don't roll for ground, I don't do frog job, I don't roll inside water, I don't roll inside mud, I don't roll inside oil, I don't, wait till remain again. So the guy wants to protect. So most of these boys now go in there. Now, the second one is you have also contaminated their waters and their farmland. To fish, to farm becomes a problem. The only thing they have now is that oil. So you're taking it away from me. I know they see food to eat. Salary where they pay me now, maybe just give me like 40,000 in a month or 20,000. When election come, you mobilize me, say make I go kill somebody, you give me 25,000. So the moment any one of them spills blood, the moment anyone spills blood, any human spills blood, you change. You are not the same again. You cannot be the same again. You change. And then that one begins to now smoke, you go take drugs or whatever. The moment you begin to take that again, you transform. You transform. So all of these things put together are failure of the system. Now, let me look at the state government. These two communities are having a problem. Are you telling me that the state government didn't even think it twice to say, look, to this community, come, two of you come. Let's discuss what is the issue, what is the problem? What is the problem? Let's have a chat. Let's talk. Now the oil be this, now this or whatever. Okay, fine. Who is the operator? Bagazaros Nigeria Limited is the operator. No say Emeka oil and gas operator. Oh yeah, so you guys are going to be putting your levy into this pool, and this is how we are going to share it to the community. That will solve the problem. If anybody is saying this because of the oil and all those stuff alone, it's because one person, not just the community, one person or two persons wants to take everything, not the community. One or two persons want to take everything and others are angry. So now that is one. Then the police is supposed to cover that place. There will be a commissioner, there will be DPOs and all of that. Are they saying that they did not see, with all the intelligence they have, that there is a crisis? To pull intelligence very quickly and give intelligence to the governor and say, look, governor, see what is brewing, oh, because they have intelligence meeting periodically. See what is brewing and it can cause this. And the police didn't do anything. The police failed. The police would have first of all apprehended those who have potential to cause this problem. That's what they are to do, to prevent. They apprehend these people. They apprehend them. Now the FG, you see, just like Barrister said, the president is the commander-in-chief. When Obasanjo leveled down Odi, Obasanjo gave reasons. He gave the order. He didn't hide that he didn't give the order. When Zaki Biam was attacked, Obasanjo didn't hide the fact that he gave the order. He said, this is the reason. I sent my people down there to go and discuss. They killed them. They just go there. They killed just people they saw. Now, police went there. They now kill the police or whatever. Obasanjo will tell you, what do you expect me to do as the commander-in-chief? The question here is, the commander-in-chief has not said, I sent these people down. He's saying, I have sent them for investigation or whatever. No. These boys can't just walk out of the barracks of their command and just walk into a place and say they're going for peacekeeping. They have a GOC. Now, are they saying that, okay, they went for that peacekeeping, they weren't planning to have any issues or whatever? Who goes for peacekeeping armed? I understand, because it is not a war. You're saying it is not a war situation. It's two community quarreling. We want to go for peacekeeping. So we'll now go there and I'll send the first emissary and say, social community and social community, we are coming home. So we are going to be meeting. Where are we meeting? We're going to be meeting at the town hall. And we're there. So we'll just sit down there and let you people have this conversation. Then one of our representatives will be with you and we'll talk. According to one video I watched, they said they had that meeting earlier and they prepared food for the military people. They ate and they were happy. That's what that guy said. I saw that on live, Arise News.
Yeah.
Ruben Abati and Rufai interviewing a few of them. Then one of the chief said that nobody died, nobody was killed during the period they condoned the area. One of the honorables said that he has his own people who 10 already that he knows, has a list, their names that are dead. Not that. So now, if you look at this, you will now see that the disconnect, and you will see that something is amiss, and there are things that we are yet to know as the underlying. We can say it is oil, yes, which is actually maybe the thing they are struggling, but the underlying roots of that case, we still don't know yet, and we will require some of the best investigative journalists to go in there and find out what the issue is. As of today, 24th, a report I read was that the military has started to allow the people to come back to their community. And the military is saying that the place that they are hitting are the places where they were receiving fire from. Those are the only places that they attack or they raise down. But if those are the places you attack or raise down, why are you condoning the place? Why are you not allowing even the governor to come in? Why are you not allowing journalists to come in? So there are a few things that we may not know. I think this is just an activity, an operation that went
that is ongoing.
bad.
Sour.
It just went bad. It was not supposed to be this way. So it just went bad. So those boys now are trying to defend themselves. One of them came out and made a video and said that this is who he is, this is what happened, and blah, blah, blah. And for Christ's sake, you will see that most freedom fighters, most people who have been killed, you understand, are fighting and saying that they are fighting for the survival of their people. Isaac Adaka Boro today has a pack.
He's a hero.
That year, Isaac Adaka Boro was a criminal.
Yeah.
But today there's Isaac Adaka Boro pack. Monitala himself came in and massacred over 300 people in Asaba. But today there's Mohammed MM1, MM2, MM3, international MM1 and MM2. All of these things happen. It is because the state fails. If the state does not fail, it won't happen. Lastly, let me end by saying, because it's plenty, but I'll just end by saying that, have you noticed that it is only when a people, a community, or a group begins to get angry, begins to agitate, or begins to go violent, that the government now wakes up to invite them for a conversation. Not when people are peaceful. Peaceful agitation has never drawn the attention of government, only violent agitation.
Violent agitation.
So what does it do? It motivates that behavior every part of the country. That's actually some of the things I think that causes all of these things.
Okay. What I wanted to ask is, before you let you take a rest for it, is this. I just wanted us to look at numbers. The volume of oil production in Nigeria, especially coming from Niger Delta, from what I had, I'm not really good at it, but it's dropping or has dropped drastically. But from what I had, bunkering, like you said, which can be legal if you have a license, and illegal when you don't have a license, the illegal one has improved. People are seeing that as the only source of income. How much do you think, who is earning better? How much do you think Nigeria loses as a result of this, in terms of the oil business, in terms of money, daily revenue?
Okay. Nigeria is reporting over 400 barrels per day of crude. That's over 20-something trillion. But if you use, that's in Naira, but if you use the current rates, it's more than that, right? Nonetheless, I think that Nigeria loses more of that volume. And I'm saying this because this is what we are reporting. But let us also not forget that some of these products get to be refined at the creek.
Mm.
And what I know is that on a weekly basis, the product that come out of those refined products, those refined illegal refineries, is not less than 5 million liters on a daily basis. It's not less than that.
Okay.
Yes. They come in very dirty, they come in black, they go to where they are, there are locations where they get to do some type of acid treatment to clear it and all of that. But you see, these guys get cover. They get cover from the security agencies.
Okay.
Yes, they get those covers. However, whenever things go awry, and maybe they say they want to now catch, they just catch the small fishes, catch them,
use them as
put them in scapegoats, take them out back again, and all the stuff like that and that. Then if it goes bad again, things wants to go bad again, you will see that truck will fall and everywhere will burn. That case, that particular case goes, and everything goes again. Let's close this case. This one has gone. They start all over again. So this thing is dirty, and it's a difficult one only for those who don't want to do anything about it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Collins. It's been a worthwhile experience coming from you, because we've always seen the Niger Delta and the creek as somewhere that people living around there should be benefiting. But today it's not the same thing. They don't have a farm land to farm. What they are you to look up to is how to join one command or militant group somewhere so that they can be earning direct from the oil and all that. Whatever we say here, or as we're seeing it, the government and their various agencies are culpable in this. And we cannot but say that at the end of the day, like you really say, I think you or Chris said something like that the media should be let in, the world should be let in to see what is going on. So that when they're bringing out their report about it, there will be a collaborative one from that, okay, this is what is coming. But I don't think they can have it. I keep saying it. The government in power doesn't have legitimacy to hold on to. And if you don't have that legitimacy to hold on to, you cannot force it on somebody. You can't force it on somebody. That's why those things they are sending down there, the people that are sending there will go there and do that same personal arrangement and get people. These chiefs, like you mentioned, are all there eating from it. Now nobody will come out to stand against it. We've all chronicled how heroes are made out of militants. I have personal relationship with some of them, and I know them. I know how they grow. Some end up to become kings and traditional rulers. But that said and done, because why I asked the question about what goes out, how much do we lose? And you've just stated here that it's not even up to a significant quantity or number of oil that we lose. The Nigeria may not even feel it as such, but we can't continue to lose like that. Niger Delta is a growing story. We hope to follow it up. Thank you very much.
The voice of the people. Justice for all.